We have to watch not to go as high as well. But yeah, I'm just not quite getting these contracts. Awfully specific, and they just don't seem to like doing what I want to do. Don't like how we're managing to get a bit off course quite early on. We really want to make sure we're going to... Yeah, it really doesn't want to... Hey, pilot. Do not steer us to land, okay? Stop it. Cheeky bugger. You just... Oh, it's that freaking parachute. Should have put it on the other side of the ship. That's what it is. It's causing drag on one side. Alright, I think I'll probably activate this other engine now. But I'm going to try and manually... because my pilot's just not good enough. Problem is, we're going to get to this altitude and we're still going to be burning a freaking engine. I think. So the next thing is the separator, then it's the parachute. Crap, I don't know if we're going to make it this time. Yes. We did it! We actually did it! Oh! Oh, thank God. Thank God. SAS off. Oh, we did it! Yes! Look at that big piece of space debris right under us. It's amazing that it's keeping up with us even though we've got a big ass parachute slowing us down. And we're going to splash down, so we're going to be to this one. Alright, so we now know that we have to do it in the sequence, so that does kind of... I guess you can move the sequence around, but still, it does make it more challenging. Thank God we've managed to get this working. Okay. We're looking pretty good. I think we can safely fast forward for a bit anyway. We're up pretty damn high. We could probably check actually, when is this supposed to deploy? Oh, 500 as well. That's good. So we can easily fast forward through these few thousand. 8,000, 7,000, 6,000, 5,000, 4, 3, 2. Let's say double it here. And 1,000. Alright, parachute will be totally deployed any second. Boom. We can fast forward to ditch. Splashdown. Now, I am not entirely sure what's going to happen with these boosters. We could end up killing this guy. Because I'm guessing it's either going to want to launch it straight up in the air. I'm hoping we can activate the SAS. And have him like pointing up. Because I got this like a parachute, so it's perfect for like deploying it. But it depends how high you go. They may not go high enough to deploy a parachute. Okay, we're down fine. We're going to activate the SAS. We're going to activate. Oh! And parachute. Oh, okay. That worked. Oh my god. Maybe I could have let him slow down a little bit, I guess. But it worked. We're down okay. Jeez. We're gonna take our crew report. And splash down. EVA. Crew reports. Ah, nothing now for it. Yep. So that is, we're starting to see the limitations of just doing crew reports everywhere. We've been there already. So we should have enough for batteries now, which means I'm going to be safe to go to orbit. 76,000 funds. Good. Very good. So well, yeah, this definitely for the science for a start, and of course the power. Then I'm going to get the solar panels, I think. Because the main thing to always for me is, the main thing I usually end up doing is run out of power. I don't really want to kill any of my dudes off as long as I can keep them alive. That'll be amazing. Okay. So I guess we want to get our first orbiter. So I guess we want to call this. Let's start getting a nice naming scheme going here. Let's make our first phase of craft. And let's call this Orbit 1. Right. So we're going to have a command module. I think we're then going to have probably a half-size fuel tank with one of these little engines. We're then going to have the ability to land this thing. So 4 landing gear. So that's going to be our basic module for coming down. Now it is a bit of a thinking, do we go with a single parachute on top? Or do we go for 2 radials? I think considering we want to bring everyone back home, radials are probably the best. I'm wondering if he can actually get out of that command pod though. Hope he can. Couple of batteries on top, and the ability to transmit information will obviously be handy. Where is it? Where are you hiding, Mr. Transmitter? Yes, the ability to transmit the information off. Probably as well worth bringing a science pod that we can recover from the spacecraft. This also does actually make it more wise to bring home the payload. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to build up a kind of redundancy system. So in case there's a violent separation and the whole thing starts to lose structural integrity, we're going to stick a parachute on top, which will be in a different stage. We can also use it as a drag parachute if we wanted to. If we're coming back into orbit, we could use it to slow everything down before we activate the big ones. Might be an idea to do that actually. Right, we'll leave that for the moment and we'll go and check what our contracts are. Because we obviously want to take like an orbit one and stuff like that. So, yay, nothing active. Right, we definitely want to orbit Kerbal. What do we have? Do you have anything else? The visual surveys, I'm guessing that means I don't know how easy that'll be to find those places. If they do show up on the map, that'll be sweet, but I have no idea how far away they'll be. So this one says landed. Surely that means we could just use it on the launch pad, and that would be okay, I think. Now wait a minute. Can we upgrade? How much would it be to upgrade this? How much? 52. Good, okay. I think that'll be much better, because that means we can launch heavier craft. Right, so we're going to have a solid booster here. We are then going to have, I think, 4 more solid boosters. We're going to put their thrust down to, say, let's say 56%. I'm thinking we'll double up the batteries, just to make sure, like, really important that we manage to get back. We're gonna take Jeb, I think. We definitely want a pilot. It would be good to have a scientist, but We'll probably leave it, because the SES is just so damn useful, that we'll leave that till later. So everything's looking good. So we've got our command pod, we've got our fuel tank for our orbital engine. So the main thing is going to be to try to get into orbit successfully without any trouble. I'm wondering if we should limit this one instead of 100%, bring it down a bit. We don't want to overdo it, but then it's not going to have much control anyway, and probably better if it burns out quicker if things go wrong. Okay. Now I think that contract meant all we need to do is use the booster when we're landed, so which means we can use it when we take off. I think.